Clark. Rachel Banham just leaves Raven Johnson for a moment. And good on the rookie to get that shot up and in. And Kelsey Mitchell is on my first team. How about with the leg kick? Okay.
Gonna go ahead to shout out the post-up move. You're right. Little mid-post action. The post game is very much alive. I know we like shooting threes, but that's the bread and butter right there.
For Indiana, this is Clark cutting to the rim, puts it up and off, fouled, and will go to the line. Team foul on Chicago.
And so far, I love what they're doing with Caitlin Clark. They're putting her on the ball, but they're also allowing her to set allows her to get going downhill.
NASCAR returns to prime this win Monday over Washington. She responded to win the ball game, but otherwise a 90% foul shooter. Hit two there. Blitzing Gabriela Jaquez and picks up the foul.
Possession for Chicago. They've had a few empty possessions. Drive by Skylar Diggins, couldn't get it to go. Rachel Banham had several good looks at three here. Indiana starts to pick up the pace.
Well, the Sky were scoring in their half-court offense off of post-up plays, with Cardozo going to the bench. They haven't run
the heel, back tap by Williams. Cloud on a reload. Over to Stevens. Stevens left it short. Rebound Timpson. This is Clark. Too strong. And Stevens. They say last touch by Timpson, out of bounds. It'll be Chicago.
And in this lineup, I think Azurá Stevens has to be featured on the offensive end. Like, they've got to get her the ball in her spots and allow her.
Chicago has to find some offense. They've missed 11 straight shots and just had a turnover. Clark. Timpson. Under the hoop. And no foul call. It's just going to remain Indiana ball.
And allowing Indiana's offense to play in the paint. She's just got to step up and finish those shots. This is a Timpson game.
Yeah,
because she's active.
She's been cutting with more intention through the lane.
Boston over to Harris. Harris with the finish. 13-point advantage for Indiana. Williams blocked by Boston. Nice look inside for Chicago.
Good pass by Elizabeth Williams. Indiana fell asleep defensively there.
Good hands by Jaquez. See the turnover. There is Jaquez. Quick trigger, no good. They are 1 for 9 from downtown. Clark, right to the right.
And if you're Chicago, obviously Indiana is going to score. You're going to have to rely some on your defense, but your offense has to get you through some of these possessions, as it is a little stagnant. They need to move the ball from one side to the other.
By Boston. Took it around her back. Clark. Rifles a pass to Boston. Sequence. A 3-second difference between the shot and game clock. Cloud. Over to Jaquez. Harris now, 3 seconds. He's from half court, no good by Indiana. Caitlin learned about Aaliyah Boston in your time on the mic with her.
Is it post moves? Did I say that right?
It's
okay.
Post moves. I got it right to be able to tune in as well as be a guest. No, but as Skylar Diggins gets the line, Aaliyah Boston is continuing to evolve her game. And I think we saw the ball in her hands at the top of key a lot more. And you're going to see that evolution of her knocking down threes and becoming that stretch 4. But she also, and that's where her bread and butter is. And that's what's going to make her great.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that she's got her highest usage rate this year despite not scoring more. So,
and as a post player, your dream is to have a roster full of guards that teams have to go over. They're going over on Ty Harris. So as a post player, you're able to take advantage of that through passing, also being active and rolling because you're big.
Foul was called on Cardozo. Harris. Sizing up J.C. Sheldon. Drops.
Ty Harris's game is so smooth. You know, she played a huge role in Dallas. You know is going to come in and not make mistakes.
Sheldon. Gave it up. Hawkins made the catch and is fouled by Kelsey
Right
Mitchell.
here. You can't teach poise. Taking her time, knowing that because of the space on the floor, because of the players she's playing with, Ty Harris is going to get that pull-up with the best of them.
Yeah, she's starting to get comfortable in this offense, in her role. And she moves up a little bit in the rotation with Sophie Cunningham's rotation.
That's another turnover for Chicago as Cardoso in the lane, 3-second violation.
3 seconds violations on the offense and defense to start this game.
2 offensive 3 seconds, 1 defensive 3-second violation. Hines Allen inside. Mitchell turns, scoops it in. That kind of get LaChina.
Football workouts she does in the offseason, just planting and going and finding her explosiveness early. That is just tough.
Hawkins couldn't put that in. And here comes Hines Allen for Indiana, surveying the floor. There's a cutting Mitchell again. Timeout Chicago, a 33-16 lead.
And then right there, Hines Allen knocking it down. As a guard, you cut harder when you know you're going to get the ball. And I think Indiana, yes, you've seen that, them be able to play in transition and secondary, but they have to do with the way they're defending on the other end.
And LaChina, going back to Kelsey Mitchell's cutting, she's averaging 9.3 paint points per game this season. To respect her perimeter shooting, which makes her cutting so much more dangerous.
You do. We were just talking about the break, how you try to deny her on the perimeter because you don't really want her to catch it.
This is Koulibaly out there for the Sky. Hand off to Cloud. Veteran around a Cardoso screen. Back to shot clock winding down, and it's a turnover.
See right there, you have to take that look. On the offensive end, you generate getting the ball spot up 3-point look. Otherwise, you see the result.
Koulibaly hesitating. She's 0 for 5 from 3-point range this season.
And sometimes it's about getting the right shooter in that spot too, Candace, right? Like knowing who needs to be on that diagonal kick out.
Hines Allen over to Clark. Clark on the baseline under the hoop. Puts it in.
I've had several Indiana Fever games the last few weeks, and she has just got a different pep to her step. She's got her legs under her on her shot. She's moving well.
Out of bounds Indiana ball. Clark 12 points, 4 assists thus far.
Just attacking on the baseline, springy, if you will, Candace.
And Coach White is moving her on the ball, and she's also moving her off the ball, which allows for her teammates where Caitlin doesn't have to generate points for herself.
Koulibaly hustling for the rebound, finds Cloud out off the window.
And that's what Natasha Cloud has done her entire career. Coast to coast, she feeds off of transition offense.
Clark, no good. Sheldon.
Chicago is second to Indiana in pace, but we haven't seen them really pushing the ball. And sometimes you have to look to attack the rim instead of waiting for the set defense, especially when your half-court offense isn't working well.
Right here, this is what defense leads to offense in transition. You're scoring before Indiana's defense is set, and you're right, LaChina. Chicago hasn't pushed the ball because Indiana is scoring in transition and really able to get back and set their defense so they're not able to play in that free space.
Rookie out of Louisville in the ball game for Chicago. Lacey Sheldon getting some bluebirds here in the building. Of course, had that fight. Of course, long rivalry and battles with Caitlin Clark dating back to their Ohio State-Iowa days. Indiana and Hull thought Billings was in the corner.
I love a junk zone. Yeah. Right there, Chicago mixing it up, getting Indiana out of their...
6:08 to go here in the first half. In the last 8 games, we had a good conversation with her earlier in shoot-around, and LaChina, she's always honest with, and the only constant that they've had with the Chicago squad since she arrived has been changed, and she's been trying to find a way to raise the floor here with the Sky.
Yeah, Skylar has always been on her mind, and yeah, the injuries are well documented. I mean, they have not had a lot of consistency in their lineups. Obviously, Rickea Jackson going down. In particular, she talked about some of the inconsistency in the veteran experience and needing some veteran voices to be on the floor, and they started to get healthy. Foul call on the screen. I missed that. Is that what happened?
That was
No
Natasha
foul.
Cloud, an illegal screen. It looked like the best drawn-up play of the ballgame for Chicago, but this is Mitchell. Nice dump ball. Hines Allen puts it in.
And Indiana's offense right now off of just the first action. They've gotten how many looks on a guard to big in the lane? Chicago has to do a better job of loading up in the lane.
Cardoso puts it up and in.
And that's what it might take tonight. Second, third effort, crashing the glass by any means.
Too easy for Caitlin Clark inside. Indiana started 0 for 6 in the paint. They're 11 for 11 since. 17-point advantage for the Fever. Cloud the fadeaway.
That's just a toughness bucket. That is just a vet who knows that they need to stop the.
Her second field goal game. Mitchell on the move, toss out to Billings. Extra pass to Hull.
Corrected. Chicago makes the adjustment. Indiana continues to move the ball. Hines Allen playing that point forward role right now.
Sydney Taylor with the layup. Clark sends a pass over to Billings. Clark, pocket pass, Hall in the corner. New.